Here's the spot I cleared yesterday before I start dumping stuff on it. Day 2, clearing out all the rubbish in the shed, clearing out this area, and I'll shift of that old rusty old barrel that was here, and under it is a load more broken glass. Lovely. So let's see the state of the shed before we start cleaning it out. The ceiling will have to wait till later, after I've finished the roof. I'll have to do a bit of weeding as well in the shed. Unusual having to weed inside the shed, but my life is full of ridiculous things, so I've done a lot of ridiculous things in my life, and this is another one. There's a lot of rubbish, some of which may be usable, so I'll just have to go through and see what's usable and what needs to be thrown out. The metal can go to the scrap man, and anything that can't be recycled will be left for the ranger to collect and dispose of. There's a bit of quite a lot of plastic in the shed that was obviously used for polytunnels and things. It's a bit old and tattered, but I'll see if I can salvage some of it. Those bits of plastic that I found in the shed, they're salvageable. A few little holes in them, but I can patch those up and use them as polytunnels in the winter. There's a weed clear sprayer. I mean, it's got some stuff in it, so I don't know how to get rid of that. Certainly don't want it around here. There's a bag of cement that's gone hard, so obviously they tried to do something with the shed, but they didn't get around to it. Spray polish, tyre slick shine. I mean, why would anybody bring these things onto the allotment? Beggars belief. Well, found a refill for their Roundup sprayer, so apparently they have been using Roundup on this plot, so we'll just have to accept that. I tripped over something walking through the grass, and I pulled it, and a really great hose pipe turns up. God only knows what else is down there. Well, found this hand scythe. It's obviously seen better days. I found the label for the Loganberry, which Karen said was on the hedge, so there's proof we've got one, or one was planted here. Well, this is what plasterers use to put plaster on the wall. All the plaster was the put on the wall. It obviously has not been used on this wall, so what's he doing here? The trouble with plastic that breaks down quickly is, like here, this has been sitting in the shed probably for a year or two, and as soon as I pick up the bags, they just split apart. So I have to bag everything up again. A lot of little pots and seed starting trays, etc. So I've got plenty to go on with, and that's just the ones in the shed, not counting off what's in the polytunnel, which is full of them. So I've got enough to last a while. Well, finally I can see the floor of the shed, and I've got most of the stuff out. There's quite a lot of rubbish to go, some paper and stuff that will go in the recycling bin. I have to take them home to put them in the recycling bin, but and this fireplace, ooh, what am I going to do with this? I mean, you don't normally have mushrooms and plants and brambles and ferns growing out of a fireplace. There's obviously quite a lot of damp in the shed, so it's going to be a bit of a problem. And the other thing is, as soon as I try and clear out some cobwebs, a lot of plaster and stuff falls with it. So the old joke about the house being held together because the woodworms are holding hands is certainly true of the shed. I think if I try and clear everything out, a lot of mortars come out and you can actually see through a brick wall, which you shouldn't be able to do. You know, there's great big gaping holes like that. And that side. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, because it's, to fix it properly, it's obviously going to take a lot of time and a lot of money, and you know, for an allotment shed, I don't know. When the lady from the neighbouring allotment, when Karen came and looked at this, she thought, oh, it's pretty, but look where it is, on top of a fireplace in the shed. So she thinks it's pretty and she wants it, she can have it. Well, the top of the fireplace is being cleared out. I've removed the ferns and rubbish. At least I've got somewhere to put my cup of tea and my flask of tea when I come in. It's not much, but it's a start. So I've still got to think what to do with all this. Right, I'll put those two ferns that were on top of the fireplace and in the fireplace in little pots. If Karen wants them, she can have them, otherwise I'll get rid of them. There is a lot of it looks like good soil, but obviously it's got bits of plaster and paint and all sorts in there, so I'm afraid that's going to have to be treated as rubble and taken away. I mean, it's so damp in here that, you know, as I'm clearing the stuff from around the walls, there's snails overwintering in all the crud that was on the floor. So at least I've removed one of their hiding places. Right, well, the shed is done. It's cleaned, and the floor, I had to take about 4 bags of just rubble off the floor, but now we're back down to the original concrete floor. All the crud is gone. I mean, all the weeds and stuff that have been growing in here. I mean, it is quite damp, so it's going to take all summer to dry out. But at least I've got a place to come in when it's too hot. I've got somewhere to put some tools and somewhere to sit, and I can store some stuff in here now. I mean, the walls are still a bit of work, but I'm not going to do that this year. That's quite a nice original window, so I'll have to put something there that will protect it. So we've got one window there, got the door, got another window on that side, got a window on that side. So it's, you know, has got quite a bit of room, so it will make a nice little potting shed. And this is what it looks like at the end of the cleanup of the shed. There's a few things like the pots that are going to go back in the shed, but the rest of it is mostly rubbish to be taken away. Oof. It's a lot of rubbish, and there's still a lot to be cleared from the actual plot. There's bits of rubbish like that and that, and stuff that I'll find when I start digging. Oh dear.